Hello, beautiful people. So, quick video today. I always speak about black magic. I always speak about demonic entities, and this is very important if you want to create white magic, sacred union, um, and really use sex magic in the best way. In order to create white magic, we must understand and know what dark magic is, what black magic is. And unfortunately, we need to know this more, know this information more, because our world is literally formed, not created, because the divine feminine has created all, but formed and controlled and manipulated by this black magic. So I wanted to give a very tiny, simple example today of how we can use white magic. We can, especially when it comes to symbols, because symbols, the more you kind of evolve in this work, the more you can see the symbols everywhere. They are literally everywhere. You're going to be bombarded with symbolism if you really have eyes open in this world. So a tiny example. This is like legitimately the tiniest example I can give because I want to keep it simple today. We know how a lot of celebrities, on social media platforms are doing this symbol, right? The pyramid symbol. Now, the pyramid symbol on its own is not a bad symbol. It's not a bad symbol at all. One of the things that it represents is the masculine energy. Unfortunately, it has been harnessed. The symbol itself has been harnessed too much for the use in black magic. And when I say black magic, I mean very bad magic. I mean baneful magic. I mean magic that murders children and women and blood sacrifices and things that your mind cannot even grasp. Just horror, worse than any horror movie you've ever watched. So one tiny thing that we can begin to do, for example, I'm giving you an example with this sign of pyramid, is to take it back. So we're going to harness back the energies from the symbol. And because it's been inverted, so let's say, what other symbol I'm sure I'm going to come up with it in a minute, but any symbol, let's say, okay, the number 666, right? A lot of people think it's a very bad demonic number. It's not. The number 666 is actually one of the highest vibration symbols and codes that there are in the universe. But what happened was that the dark wizards, I call them the dark wizards, you can read in all my books. What happened is that they know that this is a very powerful symbol. So they take it and they invert its energy and they harness it and they distort it and they use it with their own blood ritual, sacrifice, all that stuff. So what we can do is we can take any symbol that they are using a lot. So one of the symbols that they're using a lot all the time, right, is the pyramid. So this is just why I'm giving this example. Is what we can do is we can invert it, first of all. So what I'm creating is a downward pyramid, which represents, of course, first of all, many things, but first of all, the feminine energy. And I want to enhance this symbol with not just the feminine energy, but the divine feminine energy. So, of course, it's up to you. You have to do your own shadow work and cleanse your body and purify yourself and do all the work necessary. This is not just a fluffy thing, okay? You really have to do the work. This is why my work is not very popular, because it demands people to do the work. But so you take this inverted sign. I like to put it on my womb space. Just sit on the womb. Even if you're a man, you put it on your heart. Okay, you just put it on your lap, doesn't matter. But connecting with and activating the divine feminine energy. The divine feminine energy of compassion, of love, of protection, right? Of of the womb itself. This is a symbol of the womb. When they use this, it's again, because their intentions, when they use this sign, they actually, it's almost, they spit on the womb, they spit on the divine feminine. And so what we want to do is like, no, we live in honor. This is honor. This is the honorable way of the divine feminine, of the mother. You can call it God, you can call it source, but it is the womb. It is the space that we all come from, okay? So another thing that we can do to invert this, right? If you know my sex magic school, my sex magic temple, you know that the symbol of my sex magic school is the diamond shape, like actual diamond. And it has a spiral inside of it. I'm not going to go into the symbolism itself. You can read about it in Symbols of Sex Magic, the second book in the sex magic school. But the diamond itself also, it represents the temple, because the temple, the sex magic temple of Isis and Lilith, it has a pyramid on top and it has a pyramid on the bottom underneath the ground, right? And I explain in that book, I go deep into to the details about the pyramids. But and then of course the spiral within it, what it means and stuff. But what we can do is, again, we take this symbol and we make sure create a diamond, and we intend that it will be a diamond. You can connect to the temple itself. If you know my work enough and you've read maybe at least one book, I would really recommend to read The Last Priestess, to really connect to the temple and the story of the fall of the temple, the dark wizards, what happened with Solomon, the real story about Solomon, and everything. So again, opening our eyes and seeing the symbols everywhere. The more you begin to see the symbols, that's an indication that you're awakening. You are awakening. And I don't want to say awakened, because I don't believe any person is truly awakened. I believe we are on a path of awakening, and it's constantly evolving, and we are constantly expanding on that awakening. But because when a person says I'm awakened, that's the ego. That's just like I've arrived. None of us have arrived. Okay. So noticing the symbols, and when you begin to do this work more and more, another thing is that the symbols are going to start talking to you. You are going to begin to receive information from any symbol. Again, Symbols of Sex Magic book, I write about that. My purpose is not to tell you what to do, but is to give you the power and the tools so you will know what, because you already know what to do. You already have all the magic information inside of you. What you need to do, what you really need to do, is to cleanse and purify your physical vessel, your physical body. And of course your mind with shadow work, etc. That's the work you need to do. To clear and cleanse all the shit, so that you can actually connect to source, and not to what many people in the spiritual community today, including a lot of teachers, connecting to false light. And then expanding and sharing this false light with everyone that eats it up with a spoon, because everyone is also connected to this false light, because they're also not cleansed and purified, and they haven't gone through enough initiation themselves. You know, I'm going to say it as it is. Like, I'm not here to bullshit you. I'm not here to like fluff it up. This is what it is. There's no shortcuts. So yeah, noticing the symbols. When a symbol talks to you, when a symbol calls you, ask the symbol, talk to the symbol, communicate with the symbol, right? And if you see that a symbol is used too much by the dark forces, you can invert it. And what word do I use in English? Not charge, but you just basically take it, invert it. I mean, I forgot the word in English now, excuse me, but I'm gonna say charge just for the sake of this moment. And charge it with new light codes. Or if you can't, or don't want to charge it with new codes, at least invert it back to its original state. Because the original state of every symbol, even a symbol that was created by dark forces, the original state of every symbol comes from the light. Because you cannot create anything from darkness. Shadow cannot create anything. Shadow is just a shadow. It takes from the light and it inverts it and it manipulates it. So everything is created from the light. So we take the symbol, we bring it back to the light. Okay, put it in simple terms. I hope this helped. I hope this inspired you a little bit. And I know that even if you don't get it right now, your soul gets it, your heart gets it, your body gets it. And the more purified and cleansed you are, the better you can do this work. Also, my Sex Priestess Manual book is coming out. It's on pre-sale now until release date in April 4th, 2024. You can get it on my website. I'm going to put the link down below. And you can check out all my other books. And I really, really pray for not just the awakening of humanity, but our return to our original template and codes. I love you all.